Hey everybody, welcome to Prince's Friend. I am your host, Prince's Friend. Today we have the second judges panel. It will be for Prince's Best Bassist. If you want to stay in the loop, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you are notified directly whenever we put out a new video. Last time we did drummers, a lot of people had a lot of fun with that, so we wanted to come back. We wanted to come back strong. We had a poll on Twitter that told us what we were going to do. Was it going to be the guitarist, bassist, or keyboardist? You guys chose bassists. Just like last time, we have 8 contestants, and the judges and I will be rating them on a scale from 1 to 10, and we will let math decide who wins in the end. My guest judges today are Stone Blake, Peace Love, and Funk Child, but I will let them introduce themselves.
Yo, it's your boy Funk Child. You already know what's up. If you want a fresh, young perspective on some Prince and some Prince music, you already know you want to subscribe to my channel, Funk Child. Check it out.
I should say Prince friends, Purple family, how are you? How are you? How are you? I want to thank Prince's Friend for having me on his channel today. It's always a pleasure. Awesome guy. Love what he brings to the table. My channel is Peace Love. It's about peace, love, positivity, and of course, our guy Prince. You guys come check me out if you would like. You know, peace, love, all day long. You keep it funky, Prince peeps.
Hello everyone, I'm Stone, definitely a Prince friend, multimedia artist here in Northeast Minneapolis. I'm a music producer, screenwriter, shoe designer, stencil painter, candy maker, poetry creator, and DJ. So thanks for having me on the channel. Yellow.
All 3 of these wonderful judges have been on the channel before. Stone Blake on the Friend Off video that we did, Funk Child on the top 5 tearjerkers, and Peace Love on the top 5 funky songs. So without further ado, let's get started. Contestant number 1, Prince.
Well, baby.
So what can truly be said about Prince as a bassist? He is an amazing bassist, first off, and obviously I'm going to end up giving him a 10. A lot of the bass lines in his songs have been him crafting weird, funky things that no one has ever heard and, you know, throwing it at you, and you either like it or you don't. There are bassists who take this style and try and inject it into other artistries. 311 and Korn being 2 of my favorite bands, and a lot of that I think hinges on their bassists, Peanut and Fieldy respectively. You can tell that they are Prince friends, and you can tell that they were inspired a lot by the creativity that Prince put on record. Also, if you've ever heard him play bass live, it is amazing. So obviously 10 for Prince. If he does anything well, it's bass.
Prince had a multitude of talents. One of them being a great bass player. You listen to Stare or Let's Work, I Want to Be Your Lover. Those songs have pristine bass lines. You want to know why? Prince played them. Alright? Prince, being a bass player, is so underrated. I'm not even joking. So, I give Prince a 9 out of 10. And probably one of the most highest scores I give anybody on this list. Not the highest, but the close. So,
We are judging bass players, Prince bass players, and we're going to start off with number 1, and that is Prince himself. We already know. A 10, a 10, a 10, a 10, over and over and over and over and over again and again and again. Funkiest man I've ever seen or heard. So, you already know.
Prince, right off the top, I think he is the better bass player of everyone on the list. So automatically he gets a 10. Main reason why I give Prince a 10 as a bass player is because he created so many different songs under so many different genres of music, and he had to write the music for this and play the bass to this music, whether it was jazz influence, whether it was rock, funk, typical pop number, you know, even some of the funkier things he did, or even some of the hip hop influenced things he did. I think the secret to his bass playing is he has really small hands and really small fingers, so he can get around that bass guitar a lot better than people with normal size hands. But he can pop those strings like Larry Graham. I mean, you know, he's known for being a great guitarist, a great pianist. Not only is he a good bass player, but he's also a really good drummer too. But pretty much Prince gets a 10 right off the top.
Contestant number 2, Andre Cymone. So I don't know if you can tell, I was the one that compiled all of the samples here for everybody, and when I was doing that for Andre Cymone, I found that he was the hardest to try and find a real sample for, and that's because even though he was part of Prince's live band, we didn't really hear him on record playing bass. However, with that in mind, the ones that I was able to find, they were really, really awesome. I mean, he obviously knows how to play the bass and how to do it well. But Andre went on to have an amazing solo career, and he's still going. And even though he transitioned from bass to guitar mostly, he is still an amazing bassist. I give Andre Cymone an 8 out of 10. I think he's very deserving of that.
Now, Andre Cymone, really nice bass player, has some great solo stuff in the early 80s, still going on today. That says something, doesn't it? If you see the Dirty Mind tour online, you see Andre Cymone, beautiful as well. I'm not even joking. Like, I don't know how many times I'm finna say that. It's real. The funk is within him, just like it is in Prince. Prince and Andre Cymone were good childhood friends, and they went on to be great adult friends. And Prince gave the Dance Electric to Andre Cymone, probably one of Andre Cymone's biggest hits. But also, Andre Cymone had a great solo career of his own, Living in a New Wave, I believe it's called. You know, nice guy, chill guy, so I'm gonna give Andre Cymone an 8 out of 10.
Number 2, Mr. Andre Cymone. I think him and Prince had great chemistry. I think he's an amazing bass player. I mean, you know, their styles are so similar, you know. I wish we could have seen more of what they did together. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. But I give Andre a 9, definitely.
Andre Cymone, Andre Anderson, is a good bass player. I mean, him and Prince are pretty much self-taught. They were buddies. They explored the same kind of sound together, so they learned the same kind of style together. One thing Prince had said when he replaced Andre with Brown Mark was that he was having a hard time with the band being one, just getting into that pocket. And one of the things he had a problem with is he said that Andre always played on top of the beat. And that had a lot to do with how the actual songs came across playing live, outside of it actually being on record. Andre wanted to be known as well as Prince back in those days, and he wanted the world to know that he had something special to give. And I think he kind of pushed his presence out there a little bit more than he was supposed to. Yeah, I'll give him about 7.5. I want to say 8. But Andre hasn't really made any songs that are memorable for their bass playing on it.
Contestant number 3, Brown Mark.
Yes, boy.
So Brown Mark is a weird thing in my mind, right? He is a really, really good bassist. However, you don't really get to hear him all that much on the Prince records either. Again, he was mostly in the live performances and the videos and whatnot. You get to see a lot of where Brown Mark shines. What I found a lot for Brown Marks was that he added a bit of consistency. He never missed a mark. He was always very like boom, 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 boom. Like he never missed it. He was always on point. And I think Brown Mark deserves recognition for that. Brown Mark also posts videos of him playing bass and samples and stuff on both his YouTube and his Instagram, so you should check that out. I'll put a link in the description. I give Brown Mark an 8 for consistency and just being amazeballs at this.
Next up, we got Brown Mark, one of Prince's most popular bassists, the bassist of the Revolution, the period from 1982 to 83 to 84 to 85, 86-ish, and then ending off in 87. Now, Brown Mark has a cool, chilled, laid-back style of playing bass. You know when you hear Brown Mark playing bass, you know it's gonna be true funk in that. So I'm gonna give Brown Mark a straight-up 8 out of 10 because he is a solid and rough and funky bass player. Yeah.
Number 3, Brown Mark. Ooh, I love Brown Mark. And he discovered Maserati. And I love Maserati, so I'm gonna give Brown Mark also a 9.
The thing about Brown Mark Brown, one of my favorite bassists in Prince's lineup, especially because he's part of the Revolution. Up until the MPG era, Prince was still pretty much playing everything in the studio himself. So the best basses he ever had is pretty much talking about the best basses he ever had live, for the most part. 81, when Brown Mark joined the Revolution, was the same time Prince was doing the first of the Time projects. And with the Time, Prince was doing a lot more funkier stuff, more R&B stuff. And he learned to play exactly like Prince. So it came off a lot better in the live performance shows opposed to Andre's performance. If you look at the 1984 Syracuse tape for the Purple Rain concert, Mark is actually playing a bass line in the song When Doves Cry. You have to kind of give Mark his props for what he did contribute to it on and off the record. I love Mark, and yeah, I give Mark an 8.
Contestant number 4, Levi Seacer Jr. So Levi is an interesting part of the Prince legacy in terms of bassists. He kind of was the bassist because Prince had already hired Miko to be the guitarist. But I believe that guitar is more his heart, which is why the photo that I posted with the samples, it's of him with a guitar. I can't find a picture of Levi with a bass. And I think I said it in another video that if we were rating guitarists, he would be high up on the list. But as a bassist, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a 7. Definitely my least favorite. Not bad at all, but definitely my least favorite of Prince's bassists.
Alright, next up we got Levi Seacer Jr., which, fun fact, was actually Sheila E.'s one of her players, and found Prince through Sheila E. Now, I think he also plays guitar. I think he did play guitar in one of Prince's bands at the time. I'm not really sure. But Levi Seacer Jr., really cool guy, even though he did file a lawsuit in 1998 to Prince. But his bass playing is really cool. If you see like the Sign of the Times, New Year's Eve, 1987, 1988, that's somewhere up on YouTube. It's a really cool thing, and it's Levi Seacer Jr. playing live. Or the Sign of the Times movie, I believe. He's playing the bass in it. So I would give Levi Seacer Jr. a 7 out of 10.
Number 4, Levi. Levi. Played with what? Sheila E. Played on Sign of the Times. He's more of a rhythm guitar player, I guess. I definitely, as a rhythm guitar player, I'd give him a 9. But I think as a bass player, I'd give him an 8. You know, he co-wrote. He, you know, played New Power Generation, Madhouse. You know, he co-wrote, did rhythm guitar, bass, you know. So I'll give him an 8.
The thing about Levi is Levi started off as a guitarist in MPG and then moved over to bass. And Prince had to pretty much teach him how to play bass, well, at least in the style of Prince. But he pretty much had to teach Levi to take what he had going for him as a guitarist and move it over to a bass player. And I like Levi's stuff. I think he's very talented, and the whole MPG days and Prince taking his sound from the 80s pop into a more Afrocentric, self-realized black band as far as the MPG. You got a lot more funkier stuff. You got a lot more tight in the pocket type songs. And I think Levi, you know, he definitely he pulled his weight. You know, he had been around for a while from Sheila E.'s band. Made his way all the way up the ranks to president of MPG Records. So I don't know if that speaks on his bass playing, but Levi was definitely important and worthwhile to Prince for one reason or another. But with Levi, I'm going to say 8. I'm going to say 8 with Levi.
Contestant number 5, Sonny T.
In a word or two, it's you I wanna do. No, not your body, your mind, your food. His name is Sonny, but you can call him crazy motherfucker. The good life, one day that's what I'll be living. Fantasy never hurt nobody, whatever chance they yelling.
All right, Sonny T knocks it out of the park. Sonny T obviously gets a 10. He is an amazing bassist, someone that Prince looked up to. Even though I never saw a performance of Sonny that beat Prince's bass style, I think that they always came within each other. They were always very much equal. And I think that that's a reason why the combo of Prince, Sonny T, and Michael Bland together as the trio really kind of set the tone for a lot of Prince's music. I think he knew the combo that he had there and why there was magic. So Sonny T gets a 10. Awesome stuff.
Ooh, next up we got Sonny Thompson. Boy, you already know. Bro, I'm telling you, if you don't know about Sonny Thompson is basically one of Prince's influences. So I think it's pretty cool to have Sonny Thompson in your group, even though he's not as well known as, let's say, Larry Graham, who came into his group or played with him. I don't really know, but Sonny Thompson could play many instruments just like Prince. All right, and he's an amazing bass player. Cool. Just, ooh, you already know. All right, you know what? I'm gonna give him a 9 out of 10.
I'm going to give Sonny an 8 also. Sonny T, I got a little tidbit. In 76, 77, one of Prince's first recordings was playing guitar and backing vocals on a Sonny T composition for the Minneapolis band, the Lewis Connection. The song was called Got to Be Something Here. So they go way back, way back, way back. So I'm going to give Sonny T an 8.
Okay, Sonny T is a phenomenal bass player. Sonny T was someone that Prince actually looked up to coming up. Sonny T was almost a Prince before Prince because he played multiple instruments. He used his falsetto voice. He was around since the Lewis Connection. That he did his band called The Family, and he joined MPG and got down and pretty much probably had that that realization that he could not really do any wrong if he was such a great influence on Prince. And I've seen Sonny perform many times at Bunkers as the Dr. Mumbles combo here in Minneapolis. And Sonny T plays the bass like someone's washing dishes. You know, he doesn't have to look at what he's doing. He doesn't really have to concentrate. It just comes to him. He is good. He is good. He's someone that is good live. You may not be able to pick him out of a song necessarily as something that sticks out, but watching him perform as a live act is something that if you're a fan of his, or if you're a fan of APG, you should try to see once in your lifetime. I give Sonny T 10 straight up. He is great. I mean, they're performing tonight at Bunkers. I might go see him tonight just because I'm making this video.
Contestant number 6, Rhonda Smith.
Afternoon in the city, somewhere in July. Policeman acting, yeah, you know, the elevator brothers high. The mama said,
man, ain't got time for that, girl. Say what? Yes.
So Rhonda's another one of those where I believe that she was more hyped up live, and she got a lot more opportunity to shine during the live shows. Whereas on record, she actually was on very few of the tracks. Even for the albums that were released during the times where she was the bassist for the touring band, she wasn't on the record all that much. She was just part of the live show. And it's probably because she's so busy playing with tons of bands. I mean, Prince was just one person she performed with that's on her resume. She's amazing. But it didn't really shine on record. It shined more live, which is cool. Everybody's got kind of where they shine, and that's where she shined. So I'm giving Rhonda an 8. She is definitely strong, and she is a solid bassist, and she's got a real flair.
All right, Rhonda, I see you. Rhonda Smith, doing that musicology riff. Do-do-da-da, ba-da-ba-da. Iconic. Rhonda Smith, iconic. Prince, iconic. Rhonda Smith, cool bass player. Great tone. Great solo. She even has some cool bass solos live, guys. Some live bass solos. Cool lady. Seems really chill. I give her 8 out of 10.
Rhonda's funky. Rhonda's funky. She's played with George Clinton, T.I., Beyonce, Chaka Khan, Jeff Beck, Little Richard, and, you know, the list goes on and on. She's super funky. So, yeah, Rhonda, 9.
Rhonda is definitely one of those bass players who had the gift early on as a child and then went to, you know, the schools and learned, you know, technical bass playing and won awards and things like that for being a part of jazz albums and things like that. She's a good bass player, but then again, she doesn't really stand out to me as someone that's actually brought something new or dynamic to the table. But she is good as far as getting in the groove, getting in the line, participating, and adding her style and her flow to it. And she's gone on to work with other artists that I like a lot, like Chaka Khan, Erykah Badu, you know, Beyonce, and I like someone legendary like Jeff Beck, you know. So Rhonda did her thing for those few years that she was with Prince. There's a DVD out that they did a show in Aladdin in Vegas, and she kills it on there. So check that out if you want to see Rhonda play live. But as far as her rating, I'm going to say a 7. I'm going to give Rhonda a 7.
Contestant number 7, Josh Dunham. Josh was an interesting one because I hadn't even heard of Josh before making this video. And that's a sad thing because he played bass on a number of my favorite Prince tracks. He's a phenomenal bassist. He plays all the different types of bass. I give him a 9 because you really need to absorb what he has to offer. He is so, so good, even if you've never heard of him.
All right, I'm gonna be honest. When Prince's friend gave me this list of bass players I have to do, this is a name I did not know. Joshua Dunham. Now that I listened to Joshua Dunham, because I did listen to him, I'm very much pleasantly surprised. I mean, I thought he was just like a lackluster bass player, because I didn't really know. It's like, wow, that's Josh? My boy out here slaying on the bass, bro.
Josh Dunham, 3121, Planet Earth, Indigo Nights, Lotus Flower. I'm going to give Josh an 8.
Joshua, Joshua is one of those 5-string bass players, but Prince likes 4-string. Prince likes for his bass players to play like him, and he plays off of 4-string, so he wants you to play off of 4-string. So to actually move from the 5-string down to the 4-string and play within the confines of just 4 strings, just to fit into that Prince sound mode, that Minneapolis sound mode, I give him a lot of props for that. I think he was good taking that medium on. But then again, a lot of the standout great songs that I like from Prince, none of them pops because of Joshua. The 3121 album was a really good album, but the more experimental things they did later on, like Planet Earth, Indigo Nights, Lotus Flower, stuff like that, that is something to be appreciated as someone who really enjoys music, even as its simplest forms as an instrumental. And he's good at it. He could be a great jazz musician or something like that, in a trio or or a quartet or something like that. But he is schooled, he is disciplined, he definitely deserves, I would say, man, I'm struggling between the 7 and 8 with John. I want to say a 7 as a Prince bassist, but an 8 as an overall bassist. So since this is Prince bassist, we're going to have to go 7 with Joshua.
Contestant number 8, Ida Neilsen.
Boy trouble. Whenever we come around. Boy trouble.
Get it. Finally, beloved, we meet. All right, you Polaroids, let's go. We're in the big city.
All right, Ida. Oh, Ida. From Third Eye Girl, she is so, so awesome. She wrecks everybody. She is the best. I give her another 10 because 10 is the highest we can give. I would probably give her an 11 just because I am such a fan of hers. She is amazing on stage. She is amazing on the Third Eye Girl and Prince record. She is amazing on her own solo records. I don't think that there's much Ida can't do. So she gets a 10, obviously, from me. And I think that we have a lot of amazing music to come from her.
Next up, we got Ida Neilsen. Ida Neilsen, one of the top best bass players ever to really exist. Great slap bass, she has some great funk in her. I honestly don't know where she's from. I think she's somewhere in Europe, I believe. I don't know that much about her personally, but her bass playing, beautiful. If you see, I think it was like a bass battle between Prince and Ida Neilsen. I gotta say, Prince is good, but Ida Neilsen has great solos, newer solo stuff too. Heart of Stone, that's a great song. Just go check it out. One of the best. I'm going to give her a 9 out of 10 just because she's so larger than life. To me, personally, I think she's amazing. So I'm going to give her a 9 out of 10.
Ida Neilsen, Miss Funkhauser herself, 10 all the way. She's like so funky, so funky. Prince discovered her on MySpace. Thank God for MySpace. She plays on some of my favorite stuff, you know. I mean, she's awesome. I mean, she has her own style. She started playing bass when she was 16. She started, I think she played on keyboards, piano, things like that, singing, and decided she wanted to get on bass, and played a gig with like an older band and seen a younger band playing and was like, oh, I want to do that. And you know, funk was like her thing. Like, she really loved funk, and I'm glad because she is funky. Miss Funkhauser, yes. 10, 10, 10, 10.
Ida, I like her. She can hold her own, and she has this face like she doesn't mess around, like she doesn't play, but she can hold her own. I've seen Third Eye Girl perform more than any other band, more than the Revolution, more than MPG, more than anything else, and she can cover it all. I seen them do Bambi, you know. I seen them do Purple Rain, and then I see them do the newer stuff, you know, like Clouds, Funk and Roll, you know, and she could do it. She could rock that bass. She could do it. I think everyone at Third Eye Girl is pretty awesome, actually, to tell you the truth. But just for the fact that she could cover the older stuff, the older Prince stuff, going back even 30 years to being a part of the newer stuff before Prince passed. She held her own, and she sounded great. She sounded wonderful. I have to put her up there with the number 8.
All right. And the winner of Prince's Best Bassist is... Bassline, please. Prince. Now, it actually came kind of close. Both Sonny T and Ida Neilsen got 37s and came very close to Prince's 39 score. I wasn't really sure that this was the way it was going to shake out. I really thought Sonny T was going to end up higher. But I want to thank the judges for coming and hanging out with me and contributing to this video. And again, this is all for fun, so no reason for anybody to get all angry about your favorite bassist not winning. But I had a blast, and I hope that you did too. Don't forget to check us out on social media and the Patreon at patreon.com/princessfriend. And as always, may you live to see the dawn. Hey everybody, I hope that you really enjoyed that video. We're back with a new logo and new intros and new music, and we're going to have all the reviews, all of the discussions that has become kind of the staple of Princess Friend, and we're very excited to bring that to you. Stick around for the fun.